Welcome to Tracy Erin Talks, where functional medicine meets personal development. You want to be living your best life, but the overwhelming amount of health information out there is confusing, and the way you think about yourself is keeping you stuck. You know you are meant for more. As a women's health specialist, my aim is to simplify and equip you with the tools you need to be beautifully balanced from the inside out. Welcome back to Tracy Erin Talks, where we dive into everything that empowers women to take control of their health, balance their hormones, and get back to feeling amazing. But today we're talking about a topic that tends to get a bad rap: fat. Yes, before you click away thinking, I'm trying to lose fat, not gain it, hear me out. Not all fats are created equal. In fact, the right kinds of fats are essential, especially when it comes to your hormonal health. So, we're going to break it all down today. I'm going to even give you a list of my top 10 favorite healthy fat foods that will have you feeling amazing like you deserve to feel. So let's dive in first to why fats are your hormonal BFFs and why avoiding them is a huge mistake. So here's the truth bomb: is your body needs fat to make hormones. Remember in the 80s when we were told low fat diets were best? And so we grew up on a high carb diet. Well, that is not the way to produce hormones. Not only did we grow up with that dietary advice, but we grew up with the birth control phase. Those two things, no wonder hormonal mayhem is on the rise, and everybody entering menopause around this time is starting to freak out big time because they have set the stage for decades prior to hormonal haywire. So we need to think about fats as the building blocks for hormones. So without the ingestion of dietary fats, we're not going to be producing a healthy amount of estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, etc. So without the enough of the right kind of fats, your body's going to struggle to produce these essential hormones. And you know what that leads to? That hormonal haywire, that hormone meltdown. So hello mood swings, irregular periods, fatigue, and all of those other fun things that we don't want. So we're going to get sciencey here for a hot second. Your body uses cholesterol. Yes, cholesterol to synthesize steroid hormones, which include those sex hormones, those estrogen, progesterone, etc. So when you're on that super low fat diet, or when you're avoiding fats altogether, it's like cutting off the hormone production at your knees. Your body is like, where's the raw material? How am I supposed to work with this? So another huge reason that fats are important is because they help regulate inflammation. There is very few clients who come to me and after some testing, we find zero inflammation. We are all struggling with an inflammation process happening in our body, and that is because of the environment that we live in. We are daily needing to combat the toxins that we ingest from air, food, water, etc. So chronic inflammation can mess up hormone signaling. And that leads to all sorts of imbalances, things like insulin resistance, thyroid issues, and even those terrible PMS symptoms that come once every month. So, how do fats impact hormonal imbalances? I want to talk about some real world scenarios here. These are things like from my clients, things that I hear on a daily basis. So, if you too have been feeling super drained, or anxious, or like your hormones are running the show, low fat intake in your diet could be a major culprit. So, number one, low energy. Let's tackle that one. Healthy fats are a sustained energy source. There's a lot of calories per gram in fat. So, without them, you are left relying on the quick fix carbs that leave you crashing. Last week, we talked about healthy carbs and how important carbs are to hormonal balance. We talked about the right kind of carbs. The week before that, we talked about protein. If we are waking up and having a diet that is a breakfast that is really high in those quick burning carbs like pastries, a bagel, granola, muffins, cereal, this type of thing, it sets us up for that insulin resistant long term, short term energy crash. We are trading that immediate satisfaction with that taste and flavor in our mouth for a crash about 2 hours from now. And that sets us up for a pattern of low energy day after day after day. Number two, mood swings. What female isn't familiar to the pattern of mood swings, right? Have you ever been on an emotional roller coaster? I'm sure that you have. So, healthy fats in your diet can help stabilize that mood. And this is how it does it. It supports the neurotransmitter serotonin in our gut. And it's amazing how much gut health has to do with hormonal health, but it's absolutely true. Number three, how about thyroid issues? So, without enough fats, your thyroid becomes sluggish. And when your thyroid is not working properly, it leaves you feeling with low energy, weight gain, and not like I'm walking through molasses feeling. This is what happens when our metabolism is out of whack and it slows down. Did you ever think that it could be from not enough dietary fat? Number four, estrogen dominance or deficiency. So, fats help balance estrogen levels in our blood, keeping things in check so you're not dealing with those heavy periods or like that I want to kill everybody in my life a week before your period arrives. But let's get one thing straight. When I say fats, I am not talking about loading up on deep fried Twinkies, which is actually a thing here in the South. It's the end of the summer, and we have a lot of county fairs happening right now. And the number one thing you're going to find around here are deep fried Oreos, fried Twinkies, fried everything. It's crazy. So, not all fats are the same. There are healthy fats that can work wonders for your body. And then there are those unhealthy fats that will do the exact opposite. So, what's the difference? Healthy fats are those omega 3s. They're called monounsaturated. I'm sorry. Yeah, monounsaturated fats. That's right. And certain saturated fats. Saturated fats are those fats that are solid at room temperature, like coconut oil, amazing for us. But how about those unhealthy fats? Those are all the trans fats that you find in all the foods, fast foods, chips, processed foods, uh, restaurants use a lot of seed oils, etc. So all of those processed vegetable oils, anything that's been overly refined, those are the unhealthy fats. So going back to that discussion from before about what we were told in the early 80s and 90s, if you're still on that low fat diet train, it's time to get off because it is doing a lot more harm than good. So, in my book, what do I think are the top 10 foods high in healthy fats? Let's get to that list because all of these are packed with nutrients. They're delicious. And surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, they're actually easy to incorporate into your diet. So, number one, avocados. This is the queen of healthy fats. Avocados are packed with monounsaturated fats. They help keep your estrogen and your progesterone balanced. Avocados are so easy to add to any meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, easy to eat as a snack. If you're struggling with low blood sugar throughout the night and waking often, a quarter of an avocado before you sleep can do wonders for you. Number two, olive oil, pure gold in a bottle. My only disclaimer here is make sure you're getting the real stuff. Most of the olive oil in America has completely been adulterated. So you really have to search high and low to find pure olive oil. But once you find one, it's worth holding on to and buying on repeat because olive oil is anti inflammatory. It's also rich in monounsaturated fats, which protect your heart and help regulate insulin. So easy to drizzle over roasted or steamed vegetables, roasted or a salad, of course. You can even put a little bit in a smoothie, and it's just so healthy for you all the way around. Number three is salmon. So, this fish is loaded with omega 3 fatty acids that help reduce that inflammation we're talking about and support hormone production. You need to be eating salmon at least one time a week, preferably three. Make sure that it's wild caught. You can buy it individually, frozen in little packets that you can store in your freezer and thaw overnight. Really easy. It makes lunch easy, less than 10 minutes. You can steam some broccoli or make a salad and put a chunk of salmon on it. I mean, you really drizzle olive oil on top with a quarter of an avocado. You really cannot get better with that than that. How about number four, flax seeds? So, flax seeds are high in something called lignans and omega 3s. These tiny seeds are amazing for balancing estrogen levels and they help keep your cycle on track. So some people like to blend them, put them in their smoothie. You can put some in your oatmeal if you choose to have that in the morning. Definitely don't eat oatmeal on its own. It is high in carbs. I always recommend eating it with Greek yogurt or a scoop of protein powder in it. You won't even taste it if you get the unflavored kind. Better yet, get the vanilla. It's amazing in a scoop of oatmeal with some wild blueberries in it. So delicious. Sprinkle some flax seeds on that. You've got your healthy fats right there. Number 5, chia seeds. This is another omega-3 powerhouse. So chia seeds help reduce inflammation, which is critical for hormone balance, as we have mentioned. Chia seeds are fun. You can make a pudding overnight. They swell when they have been saturated with liquid, so they can be used in all kinds of things. And easy just to put into a smoothie as well. And they help the digestive tract. They help keep us regular. Number 6 would be walnuts. So, walnuts are packed with omega 3s, and they've been shown to support brain health, which is closely tied to hormonal health. Walnuts are easy to throw in a salad, easy to have not more than a quarter cup at a time. I would say, 5 to 6 walnuts would be a perfect snack for that afternoon energy that is high in fat and those omega 3 acids fatty acids that help combat the inflammation in the body. Number 7, coconut oil. You cannot beat how healthy coconut oil is for the body. So it's high in medium chain triglycerides, or we call these MCTs, which your body can easily use for energy and hormone production. Coconut oil is amazing to cook all of your foods in. We personally use cast iron skillets on our stove. Keep a big tub of coconut oil nearby, and anything that we heat in those cast iron skillets gets a dollop of coconut oil. It's so easy to use. Number 8 is eggs. Don't skip those yolks. That's where all the healthy fats are. They're rich in that cholesterol you need to produce hormones and vitamins A and D, which are necessary for all of your hormone synthesis. Number 9 would be grass fed butter or ghee if you're dairy free. So, grass fed butter happens to be rich in fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, and provides healthy saturated fats. Remember, saturated is like solid at room temperature that support hormone production. And number 10, my favorite, probably yours too, dark chocolate. Yes, chocolate. The darker, the better here. So it contains healthy fats and antioxidants that help regulate cortisol and other stress hormones. So if you need a square of chocolate in the afternoon, I don't blame you. You're getting a great dose of a healthy fat. So you might be wondering, how can I incorporate these more into my meals without this feeling like a chore? And here's a few tips. You can swap out your processed vegetable oils for coconut oil in your cooking. Any oil that you use raw, I completely recommend a pure and unadulterated olive oil. You can add a tablespoon of chia or flax seeds to your smoothies. Sprinkle them over your oatmeal. You can even do that over salads as well. You can start your day with an avocado, eggs, bacon, or chicken apple sausage with a half or a quarter of an avocado. Amazing way to add a boost of dietary fat first thing in the morning. And also, like I mentioned before, make a habit of including salmon in your weekly meal plan. It's also great for your skin too. So, I hope today's episode helps you see fats in a whole new light. They're actually quite easy to obtain. You can find that at almost any grocery store. They store well in your house, so you don't have to be running to the grocery store all the time. And they are easy to add to meals. You can put them on top or add them to the side pretty easily. So just know that healthy fats are not the enemy. They're the allies. Think of it like that. They're the allies that your hormones have been begging for. So, by incorporating the right kinds of fats into your diet, you not only feel more balanced, but you'll experience better energy, a stable mood, and overall vitality, which is that thing that all of us are chasing, right? So, if you found this episode helpful, be sure to share it with a friend. I would love that who might need to hear this message too. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode of Tracy Erin Talks. So, until next time, keep nourishing those hormones and take care of yourself. Thank you for joining me today on Tracy Erin Talks. I hope you found today's episode enriching to your life. If you enjoyed today's content, would you consider subscribing to the podcast and leaving a review? That simple act helps this podcast get into the hands and ears of many more women just like you. Remember, anything you want and do not yet have will require a new set of beliefs, thoughts, actions, and a new you. I am honored to be on this journey with you as we wholeheartedly pursue true health and wellness in mind, body, and soul.